Okay, everybody, so I'm back. It's been about an hour and it is extremely hot in here, and I'm ready to turn my air conditioner on. So thank goodness proofing is pretty much over. And as you can see, the dough has done its thing. We did it right. It's double in size, and it's ready for me to turn out onto my floured surface. I lay down wax paper just so it's easier to clean up. And so I'm going to dump that on here. Let me show you exactly how this goes. Yeah, so I turn the oven off, and I let I turn my air back on. These are going to set again and proof a little bit longer, but actually the heat of the oven is still a little hot for a little bit longer as far as that goes, so that should be. Okay, y'all, so what I've done is I wrote out the dough. I made my donuts, and I have some donut holes, and I layer the wax paper on the counter that I'm gonna, close to the stove, that I'm gonna, roll out the dough. And then when I'm done, I pick that up and throw that out, and then I have more wax paper underneath, so when I glaze, I have wax paper to catch the glaze. So, and then I had some extra dough, so I made some donut hose that's going to proof setting there. And then I have some here, and as you can see, there's 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, about 15. Let's see, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, there's about 15 donuts, and then some donut holes. And obviously when you use that big blue cutter, I have purchased another set of 5 that had a little smaller cutter, which I cut the middle out. But you can order a donut cutter on Amazon. They're very cheap, and I already have the hole in the middle of the cutter. It's totally up to you. So now, as you can see, I made a couple of them thicker, just because that was the extra dough I had left over before I allocated the rest to donut holes. I'm just trying something out on my own. I'm gonna freeze, once these proof, I'm gonna refrigerate and freeze a couple of these, because I'm just trying to see how the dough would work if I was to ship this dough to people. So that's the reason why I made that a little bit thicker. But this is how they should look. And then there's a donut hose. And what I'm going to do is I'll get back with you. I'm going to leave this, and like I said, the oven is off, but the oven top is still hot, so I'm going to leave these setting here. What I do is I get ready to start my glaze and my oil. I'll get my pan out. See, I have my mixer, and I use the whip mixer for the glaze. Okay, see you soon. Okay, y'all, here's my setup for frying. This one is wet. It's got a little, I washed it, and it has a little bit of oil in this part, but it doesn't matter because that's not the part that goes in the oil. So it's getting right at that range. Now, once I put the dough in there, it's going to drop the temperature down. As you see here, I got my setup, and they did proof up. They are really big. Actually, probably a little bigger than what I would normally get them, but I'm working from home, and I got on a call, and it was a little longer than I expected. So anyway, yeah, oh well, that happens. So what we do is, these won't sink to the bottom like the cake donuts. These just float. Count 60 seconds, flip them, count 60 seconds again. If they're golden brown, pull them out. What I do then is I put them in the glaze and put them over here. Now, glaze, I'm going to tell you something about glaze. I don't like making glaze. I have a very good glaze recipe that I use. I like it. And when I went to the grocery store, I forgot to get corn syrup. So I'm doing my standby glaze, which is the milk and the powdered sugar. Now, the thing about that is it does get a little bit frothy. But usually that's because you have too much milk in it, which is fine. I mean, we're going to test it out, and if I don't really like it, then I'm going to go ahead and just fry up the donuts and then go get some corn syrup and make the way I normally make it. So you notice one thing too is I take on and off the heat. I mean, I've been doing this a while. I can tell you when it's too hot, based on the color, and you can see it's really going up there. So obviously, you know, it's hot. So these are almost done. It doesn't take long at all, actually. Probably a tad bit darker, just because I was than normal, because I was talking and wasn't really paying attention to the heat. And you know, I was doing this video, but anyway, these first two are a little bit darker than normal. This right here is about the color you want it. And again, don't be afraid to take the dough, the oil, I mean, off the heat. Okay, because you know that's the best way to keep your oil consistent and not get them too brown. Kind of like mine just now was a little bit too brown. But it's all good. So now, this time what I'm going to do is I have it off the heat because the oil, and I'm guessing it's probably here in a minute, and we'll go from there. The glaze gets nice and glossy, and it's not too sticky. And I got a feeling these are going to be a little bit more sticky than what I usually like, but it's all good for now. So this is it, everybody. This is the glazed donuts, glazed yeast donuts, and stay tuned. More to come. Hit me up with any questions. I'm definitely here for you. Good luck.